So that was a very, very tricky chase that England had to take against Afghanistan. They have won by 5 wickets with 10 balls to spare. Chasing 113, remember. So this is a rather mixed feeling for this England cricket team. Remember, they had bowled Afghanistan out for 112. And imagine if Afghanistan had rigged up a total of 130, 140 on a Perth wicket, which was going to be very, very difficult to bat on as the game progressed. Who knows, Afghanistan could have had a major, major win in the T20 World Cup. So the breaking news that is happened right now, folks, is that England have won by 5 wickets with 10 balls to spare, although in a chase of 113. Afghanistan have only got themselves to blame because 2 catches were dropped also. And it was of the players who went on to make a certain big score in the impact of this match. So, let me give you the brief highlights of what had transpired in this match. Josh Buttler went for 18, Alex Hales 19, David Malan 18 of 30 balls. He didn't score a single boundary in that. Liam Livingstone was the top scorer with 29 of 21 balls. Harry Brook was out for 7, Moeen Ali 8 of 10, and Rashid Khan yet again 4 overs, 1 for 17, not a single boundary was hit of his bowling. Fazal Haq Farooqi 1 for 24, Mujibur Rahman 1 for 22, Fareed Ahmed Malik, his boundaries that he conceded in the crucial end overs ensured that he ended with 1 for 23, Mohammad Nabi 1 for 16, and so England have managed to win by 5 wickets. And Afghanistan, if you have to look at it, the highest scorer was Ibrahim Zadran, 32 of 32 balls, Usman Ghani with 30 of 30 balls, and because of this, had Afghanistan not lost 6 wickets for 22 runs, they would probably have gotten a bigger score. 130, 140 on this particular Perth wicket was very, very tricky indeed. So England have gotten their campaign off to a sluggish. They may not be so happy with the performance today, especially from the batters. David Malan in particular, 18 of 30 balls. Big concern. Stroke making was not easy, as Alex Hales and Josh Buttler found out. They had to really, really weather some disciplined Afghanistan bowling, and that's why it wasn't such a straightforward chase. Afghanistan, on the other hand, they would be ruining that batting collapse that they had. 130, 140 on this Perth wicket was a very competitive one. And 113, they were 30 to 40 runs short. So, Afghanistan have started their campaign on a bittersweet note. England, there'll be plenty of questions now because remember, this group 1 which is there, Australia, New Zealand, Afghanistan, England, Ireland and Sri Lanka, this is shaping up to be a pretty tough group. So today, day 1 of the T20 World Cup, the Super 12 saw New Zealand absolutely thrash Australia by 89 runs. They ended their 13-year pain down under. The last time they had won a white ball series or a white ball match was way back in February 2009 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 13 years have elapsed since then and they haven't won. Today, Devon Conway, combined with some fantastic hitting from James Neesham, excellent bowling from Tim Southee and Mitchell Santner, ensured New Zealand registered an 89-run win, and they now have a brilliant net run rate of plus 4.45. One more loss for Australia, and it is potentially game over for the defending champions. That's how this group is stacked up now. Today, England came out all guns blazing. Sam Curran created history by becoming the first male bowler to take a 5-wicket haul in T20 ice for England. His 5 for 10 saw Afghanistan lose 5 wickets for 3 runs and they ended up for 112. England huffed and puffed their way to 113 with some very, very disciplined Afghan bowling. So, day 1 has seen extremes. One match saw 200 being scored by one opponent. 111 Australia were bowled out for. Afghanistan made 112. England made 113. So, what next for these two teams? Well, New Zealand will now take on Afghanistan at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. England will take on Ireland now. Tomorrow, there is going to be a very, very important contest. Sri Lanka, who just about scraped through from Group A in the qualifiers, will take on Ireland at the Belrive Oval. But all eyes will be on India versus Pakistan at the Melbourne Cricket Ground at 1:30 p.m. IST. So tomorrow will be a very, very interesting game because the Asian powerhouses will be in action, with Ireland being the only exception against Sri Lanka. Now, this pitch was a very, very difficult, if I may have to say, very, very odd surface. I mean, Anish is asking, was bowling very good or pitch very tough or England poor batting? I think it was a combination of all three, Anish. Firstly, Afghanistan bowled with discipline. If they hit the right lengths on this new Perth Stadium wicket, they were getting some movement. And England didn't help themselves by playing some sluggish strokes. And remember, in the England innings, we saw some good fielding. Even in this, Mohammad Nabi took a very good catch. And that kept Afghanistan in the hunt. So Rohit Roy is asking me, this group is very tough. New Zealand winning against Australia 100 runs and England struggled to chase 112 and managed to win in 19th over. What a start to the tournament. But Rohit, let us just understand that this Perth wicket was not such an easy wicket to bat on. And as the game progressed, it became much more difficult. That's why Afghanistan will be rueing this very fact that had they made 130, 140, England would have really, really struggled. And so that is why I think England got out of jail and Afghanistan's batters threw their wickets away, with Sam Curran taking 5 for 10. So that is how this day has shaped up. And New Zealand's win has really, really opened the group up. So England's matches against Australia at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on October 28th and against New Zealand at the Gabba on November 1 will be really, really important. Spinner will have important role in this World Cup. Rahul Pujar is saying yes, depending on the conditions, he might. Because in Sydney, you saw that the ball was stopping a bit for Mitchell Santner, although Ish Sodhi didn't get that much of purchase. But here, Rashid Khan, with the right amount of discipline, got England, made England really, really work hard for the runs. Adil Rashid also hitting the deck here. He didn't flight the delivery, he just started the delivery. And that is why you see he also had some purchase. So yes, spinners might have a role to play as the tournament progresses, because most of the grounds in Australia, they are big boundaries, and that is why you see spinners can afford the luxury to flight the ball or even dart the ball at quicker pace. So yes, pitch was tough, but if you're struggling to chase on 113, that's not acceptable. But then credit to the Afghanistan bowlers. They really stuck in and bowled with tremendous discipline. I mean, Farid Malik was the only exception, but Fazal Haq Farooqi bowled with discipline, got some late movement, although not much, late movement. So that is how this group has shaped up to be. How do you see Shami tomorrow? Akash Bharadwaj tomorrow, all the attention will be on India and Pakistan, and many people have said that Shami will start the game tomorrow. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Shami, he will slot straight back in after that 1 over that he bowled against Australia, got 3 wickets, 4 wickets if you include the run out. And so India versus Pakistan tomorrow, you may see Mohammad Shami play, but hopefully the weather stays, the rain stays away. Remember, the chances of rain have appreciatively dipped for the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It was 65% to 70% to 90%. Now it is close to 20-30%. Remember, most of the rain will come around the morning afternoon period. Towards the evening, there is one spell of rain, but that is not going to cause that much of disruptions. Towards the night, it might rain again, but then by the time I think we may have a full-fledged game. If not, the worst case scenario could be a truncated game, but I don't see that happening in this near future. So that is about it. When we say any more comments, 150 plus speed, everything. Curran bowling at 130 took 5 wickets for 10 runs, and Wood bowling at 130 took 2 wickets for 23 runs. I mean, rookie techie is like, look, if you bowl at pace, you have to be very, very accurate. In the past, when Pakistan played with express pacers, the one who got the maximum success in that was Shoaib Akhtar. But Shoaib Akhtar bowled really, really well and accurately. In Pakistan, they have Naseem Shah and Mohammad Hasnain, who bowl with pace but sometimes struggle with accuracy. Shaheen also, he can bowl with pace but is accurate 70 to 80% of the time. That's why he's such a difference maker in this side. And so, your pick for the 4 semi-finalists, England, South Africa, New Zealand, England. Well, Akash Bharadwaj, looking at the start that New Zealand have made, I see Australia struggling at this point in time. I mean, their game against England will decide who is that semi-finals. But yes, India, South Africa, New Zealand, England should be a very, very good semi-final lineup. So should India choose batting considering Oz versus New Zealand result? But Anish, That happened at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Who knows, the conditions in Melbourne might be different. So, depending on the weather, if the team wins the toss, they would want to bowl first. Looking at that. So, that is why, yes, that is the scenario that has been said. A very, very fantastic start to the T20 World Cup 2022 Super 12 stage. The highlights of the day: New Zealand end 13 years of pain. They absolutely hammered Australia by 89 runs in the opener at Sydney. England huffed and puffed their way to a 5-wicket win against Afghanistan in Perth. So both the favourites, if you have to say New Zealand punch above the weight, Australia now have a lot of work to do. Tomorrow, Sri Lanka versus Ireland at the Belrive Oval in Hobart, the morning game, followed by the blockbuster of India versus Pakistan at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. We hope the rain stays away. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment, and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to check out the Sports website, and also don't forget to download the app. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Vanakkam.